Today we're taking a look at Bitcoin Gold, BTG, cryptocurrency analysis and prediction. So welcome back to Crypto Cash. This is your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency analysis. Before we take a look at Bitcoin Gold, please consider subscribing to get notified as soon as these videos are released. This gives you a head start so you can effectively plan out your trades and make an informed decision. I have years of trading experience, and my goal is to share my knowledge with you, my viewers, so you are much more inclined to be successful traders. So thank you very much for tuning in. I always like to start off with the fundamentals, just briefly, and then dive deeper into the technical data. This is mostly a technical analysis. I actually provide you with action plans for the future, though, so you know what I would do in each scenario as a day trader and swing trader. So be sure to stick around to the end for my predictions, but more importantly, please note this is not financial advice. This video is designed for educational purposes only. Please do your own research. Now, let's go ahead and get started with the fundamentals. Bitcoin Gold is a cryptocurrency with Bitcoin fundamentals. However, it's mined on common graphical computer user interfaces instead of specialty ASICs. Now, ASICs tend to monopolize mining to a few big players, but GPU mining means anyone can mine, again, restoring decentralization and independence. They have a max supply of 21 million. Currently, circulating supply is at 83% of its total. Today's high was $119, likely higher now after this recording. Today's low was $70.85. It's an approximate change of 70, actually between 40 and 70%. I feel the price is going to increase. Just before we get started, though, I do want to thank my Telegram community for bringing this to my attention, as Bitcoin Gold was ramping up super hard right now, and I want to kind of jump in and share with you my thoughts on what you should maybe plan to do when things are acting as violently as they have. Now, the price was making lower lows consistently over the past week and just took off with no reason. The price is testing its resistance level of $119, and it doesn't appear to be slowing down. So buckle up, folks. It's going to be a pretty bumpy ride. The previous resistance level of $98 was broken, and it is now a potential support level. There is no resistance level yet, as the price hasn't calmed down enough yet to identify this. Support level is $98. And now for the technical analysis. For my day traders out there, as you can see on the 15-minute chart, Bitcoin Gold jumped out of nowhere today. With a strong increase that doesn't appear to be slowing down, the 50-day moving averages and 100-day moving averages were acting as resistance lines recently, but it shot up past that. So neither of these indicators are worthwhile right now. And same could be said with the VWAP as well, as the variance is super high. Okay, so what I would do here, and here's basically my action plan for today's climate. First thing I would do is use the 1-minute chart. Obviously, the price action is so severe, we need to go down as low as possible. I would also wait for the VWAP to be tested before taking a position. Based on the gaps up and down, it would be wise to wait for the price to calm down before taking entry. So I'd literally sit here and wait for things to level out a little bit more before I took entry. There's plenty of volume, so you don't need to worry about that. You'll be fine. Just make sure that you are very patient. I also would not recommend trading a currency when they're jumping around as crazy as they have. You're basically gambling, and Lord only knows what could happen. That said, only the price calms down, once the price calms down and tests the VWAP, I would wait for confirmation. As per usual, I always like to wait a minimum of 30 minutes before taking entry. Now, I'm sure some of your day traders are probably thinking, what in the heck is this? 30 minutes? That's crazy. Well, when the price action is as severe as it is right now, there's no other way to do it. I've been burned too many times, and I like to wait for firm confirmation. I'm kind of a careful trader. Now, this can be difficult when you'll see missed opportunities, though. They'll tempt you to jump in. Just don't do it. Once the VWAP is tested and holds for 30 minutes, though, what I would do is take a small position, maybe around 25%. Again, do not go all in at this point. Only a small position. I would wait and see if the price starts making higher highs. I would not add to my position until the resistance level is tested. Now, resistance levels can be hard to identify with violent price movements like this, so sometimes I just get in and get out and take a small profit. However, if there's a resistance line that it identifies itself within a few minutes or hours, I would see if it jumps above and holds for another 30 minutes. Again, I would be patient in the first place to take my first entry, but once I do, I would try to make sure that there is a resistance level that I need to work towards. And if it bounces above and holds, then that would be an indicator to essentially add to my position. But I would also make sure the RSI is at a point under 70 before I add to my position. Okay, so keep in mind the RSI is overextended, say it's like 70, 80, 90 plus, then it would not be ideal, even if it's soon to test the resistance level. Okay, so that being said, I would just add to my position again and start selling portions of my total as I get closer to my goal. And my target for day trading is always between 1% and 3%. On the inverse, if I got the indication the price was going down, then I would pay close attention to the support level established by the VWAP and also the support line if it drops below. Now, if the variance is large enough for it to break and stay below the VWAP line, then I would take a small position and wait for the RSI to indicate itself, and obviously see if the indication is considered overbought. Typically, anything under 45 or 50 is a good entry. I'd also remember to identify if the MACD is trending downward and losing momentum. If so, this would be kind of a best case scenario. I'd always prefer to take entry at that point, but just make sure. I always like to ensure that I average down by selling small portions of my total, so I take profits whenever possible before the the price has a tendency of correcting itself. For my swing traders out there, taking a look at the 4-hour chart, I want to note that the moving averages are non-existent in this example because I'm using Binance and Bitcoin Gold was just introduced on the 16th of April. So regardless of that, they wouldn't matter anyways because the price is so much higher than where they should be that it's kind of irrelevant. So let's go ahead and take a look at the relevant indicators instead. First things first is the RSI. It's overbought at approximately 70. This is not a great indication for going long. I prefer anything under 70 personally. I sound like a broken record. I apologize to my current subscribers, but that is a sweet spot for me. Also, the MACD is trending upwards, so this is a positive technical sign, but be mindful of the momentum because it could very well shift depending on what happens with the resistance and support levels here soon. The sentiment is still very bullish, so the best thing you can do in situations like these is use a very small time frame. Smaller the better when the price, the harder the price spikes, the smaller the time frame. So here's my plan to swing trade Bitcoin Gold today. If I was feeling bearish, I'd wait until after the RSI is overextended in the 80s and the price hits the resistance level and bounces off and essentially holds for right around 2 15-minute red bars. I'm a big proponent for seeing at least 2 15-minute red bars or green bars, depending on my position, to ensure that the confirmation has happened. And once I get the indication of a sell signal, then I'd only put in about 20% of my total trade position until I keep getting confirmation the price is moving down. I always like to sell in small positions, just say 20% of the time, and this ensures that I'm always profitable. Yes, you're probably asking yourself, okay, why does he do this? I'm sure he misses some opportunities, which is true. And I've just been burned too many times to care, right? So I'd much rather a missed opportunity than a loss, if that makes sense. Just remember, none of this really matters while the price is gapping up and down like it has been. Okay, so please do yourself a favor, patience, wait, let the bulls and bears battle it out until there are nice support and resistance lines for you. Then go ahead and go to work, right? For a long position, I would wait for the VWAP instead on the 1-minute chart to get tested multiple times to ensure the price is staying consistent. And when I say multiple times, again, preferably 30 minutes, but if you're on the 1-minute chart, maybe just say 10 to 15 minutes to ensure it's staying consistent where you want it. I would take a small position again, roughly about 20%, after the VWAP bounces upwards and closes above for no less than 30 minutes. The next indicator I would use is to see if the resistance level is getting tested. So in this case, the resistance level hasn't been established yet, so I would wait, of course, for a resistance level to create itself. Once a resistance is created, I would wait to get confirmation before adding to my position. Big surprise, right? If I get good confirmation and the price stays above for just say 30 minutes, then I would add approximately 50% to my position and start taking profits as I get closer to my goal. Always bear in mind, I would have set a target well in advance before getting it. My target for swing trading is typically 5 to 10%. Please note, you must be patient with aggressive price hikes like we saw with Bitcoin Gold today. Do not gamble and jump in arbitrarily. You must have a plan and always wait for confirmation. Which is why I was happy to analyze this because I felt like it was a good opportunity for newer traders to perhaps learn from my mistakes. Many years ago, I used to gamble and wish for the best when trading volatile stocks. It doesn't work. It bit me in the ass, and I won't do it again. Which is why I prefer to teach others how to trade smarter. So that said, if you find benefit from this content, please just go ahead and like and subscribe. And let me know if there's any, any ways of me to improve your trading experience, please contact me on Telegram. We have a fantastic community over there, really good people willing to help out as well, and those links are in the description below. Also, comment below and let me know what positions you're holding, if there's anything else you want for me to go ahead and cover, and obviously, if you need anything analyzed moving forward. I will try to get to it in due time. Of course, I have a list that is growing, but I typically make them in order of recommendation, how many times I've been requested. I'll go ahead and go to those first. Just go ahead and comment below so we can learn together and grow together and essentially just build your wealth, right? That's why we're here in the first place. So thank you so much for watching. We will see you again soon.